Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll learn over 40 action verbs and also phrasal verbs that are really useful for your everyday life, for everyday conversations, for everything, because they literally represents the most useful and important actions that we do during the day. Some of them are really simple, some of them a little bit more difficult and advanced, but all of them are the foundation of every person's English. So stay with me and learn. Ooh, I'm yawning. To yawn. Well, we might yawn when we're sleepy or when we just, for example, woke up. You do that on a daily basis. Okay, number two, our next verb is to squat, which means to get down. We might say as well, I'm getting down, or I'm squatting. I squat. To get down or to squat. And then after that, you can also get up as well, which means completely opposite. Okay, number three is to tiptoe. I'm tiptoeing, which means I'm walking really slowly and probably really quietly. I'm tiptoeing. To tiptoe. Okay, and the opposite one to tiptoeing is to stomp. I'm stomping, which means I'm walking heavily, aggressively. I don't know, maybe because I'm upset, pissed off about something, but I'm making a lot of noise. It does not necessarily mean that I'm walking heavily. We can use this as a short action, quick action, which means I get my foot on the ground really heavily with noise, showing my anger, my irritation. So the next one that I want to show you is to scratch. To scratch something. Basically, we use that when, for example, I'm scratching my arm. For example, imagine I have an acne on my arm, and therefore my skin is itching. And I'm scratching my skin in order to get relief and to eliminate this kind of annoying, pesky feeling. To scratch. Alright, number six. And the number six is the verb to eavesdrop. When I'm eavesdropping, I'm secretly listening to private information that I'm not supposed to listen to. For example, two people are talking about something really private and important, and I'm standing here, secretly trying to eavesdrop this information and to find out what they're talking about without being invited to this situation, to that conversation. I'm doing that secretly. Verb eavesdrop. To eavesdrop. Alright, the next one is the word glance. The word glance means to take a very quick look on something. For example, I might glance at my watch. So let's imagine a situation in the past tense. I glanced at my watch and checked the time because I was in a hurry and I was running late and I needed to arrive on time. Otherwise, I would have been fired. So I had to glance at my watch to make sure that I had some time to speed up and arrive on time. I might glance at sun, I might glance at the sky, at my body, at this microphone. Okay, number seven is the word to slam the door. Yeah, slam the door. To slam the door means to close the door so aggressively, to push the door with such a brute force, like I slam the door. To slam the door means to close the door really heavily. Obviously because you are so angry, furious, pissed off about something, right? To throw something at someone or something. That means to throw an object such as stone, for example, at something. I'm throwing the stone at the wall. To throw something at something or someone. Alright, the next word is the word grasp. To grasp something. So that means when we take a hold on something, usually really quickly, and we hold it with intensity, with tension, like we put pressure on this, like not just like that, but like that. To sweep the floor, or in my case, to sweep the ground, means to clean the ground from the filth, dirt, or any dust. I'm sweeping the ground. So I'm using this broom and sweeping the ground. To sweep the ground. To sweep the ground. Funny one is to stick someone's tongue out. I'm sticking my tongue out. I'm doing like that. You might also stick your tongue out too. Kids especially like doing that because they're really playful and cheerful, so they do that really just for fun. They stick their tongue out. Okay, our next one is to plug something in. I can plug in my phone, I can plug in my laptop. That means to connect something to the electricity in order to charge it. Or if we don't do this, it just might die. And because of this, I make sure that it's charging, it's connected to the electricity so I can properly use it. And the opposite one, I want to disconnect my phone from the electricity when it's completely charged. So I just use the verb to disconnect. I need to disconnect my phone, so I'm just taking it out of the socket and I disconnect it. The verb that is also related to the door is the verb to knock on the door. I might knock on the door when, for example, I go to my friend and I knock his door in order him to open the door, to let him know that I'm here right in front of his door waiting for him. To crack someone's knuckles, it's just very simple. Your mom or your dad, your parent may say to you, don't crack your knuckles. It's unhealthy to your bones. Crack someone's knuckles. In my case, I'm cracking my knuckles, you're cracking your knuckles. I wrinkle my nose. Or you can say, I grimace. Okay, we basically do that when, for example, we smell something really unpleasant, something really gross, and we make an expression on our face, we do like that. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm wrinkling my nose. Oh. Or I can crawl. I'm crawling, so I'm going just on my knees and my hands. I'm crawling. Usually, kids, they are crawling because they cannot walk straight yet, so this is the only option that is available to them. Or I'm doing like that. I'm also crawling, so my body is just extremely bent, and I'm going like that. I'm crawling. And let's talk about drinks when you want to drink something. For example, a hot, tasty tea. What do you do at first? I'm pouring the water into the cup and then it'll become tea. I'm pouring the water into the cup. So right now I'm sipping my tea. When I'm sipping a tea or any other drink, that means I'm drinking it with very little amount. So I'm just sipping. Usually because it's very hot and I cannot drink it normally, or because it's very pleasant and I want to prolong this pleasure. And the opposite one, I can gulp, which means to drink a tea or any other drink with very big amounts. Generally without stopping, and it's because I feel thirsty, let's say, which means my body lacks water, natural water that my body produces itself. And it usually happens, for example, after a hard training. For example, I was boxing and right now I feel thirsty and I drink with very big amounts. Alright, the next one is to take a bite or to simply bite something. I'm taking a bite, You can bite a tasty food. A dog can bite you when it feels unsafe and when it gets angry, it usually bites your hand, for example. A little baby can bite you for the same reason or simply even for fun, to take a bite or to bite something. When I'm rolling up my sleeves, I'm doing like that and I'm making my sleeves go up. And right now my sleeves exactly are at the level of my forearms. These are my forearms and my sleeves are at the level of them. Alright, one more time. I'm rolling up my sleeves and right now my sleeves exactly are at the level of my forearms. Right? To breathe in. To breathe out. To take a deep breath. To hold your breath. To hold your breath means to stop breathing after you took a deep breath. For example, when we jump, we just jump, right? But when we take a leap or when we just sleep, we jump like that. As you can see, when I take a leap, I'm jumping between 2 points and there's a very big distance between them. So it's like that. So the next one is to sleep out. When I'm sleeping out, that means I'm leaving the place very quietly or very quickly, slowly, without much noise. So for example, I had a meeting with my friends, I hang out with them, and there was a moment when I needed to leave the place. But I was afraid of disturbing them and their conversation. I was afraid of interrupting them by my heavy, nosy steps. A very real example. There was an intense conversation during the meeting, so I just slipped out through the back door in order to prevent any interruption. Say you need to go outside to go out, for example, have a meeting in 1 hour or go on a date. What do you do in such a situation? At first, you might want to shave your face, which means to remove all the hair from your face if you're a man. So this way I'm shaving my face, or another way to say it, I'm shaving my beard off. I'm shaving my beard off. So after I'm done with my face, I'm putting on my shirt and buttoning it up. So right now I'm buttoning up my shirt. And then I want to apply some perfume, or also can say to spray some perfume, or also to put on some perfume. Alright, make sure that your body is clean when you're spraying perfume, because if it's not, the smells will mix up and it's gonna be a combination of gross multiplication. Alright, the next one. We had this mini garden in our apartment, and right now I'm watering down the plants. I'm watering down the plants. I'm watering down. Okay, when you're watering down your plants, your flowers, you're feeding your plants with water. Basically, it's very obvious, very simple. Okay, our next action verb is the verb hang up, to hang up. That means to end a phone conversation. For example, I'm talking to my friend on the phone and I'm telling him, bruh, I'm gonna hang up right now because I have no time to talk. I have a lot of boring chores to do today, so let's call later. Talk to you soon. Okay, and I'm just pressing the red button on the screen of my phone and I hang up the conversation. So that's it. When I end the phone conversation, I hang up. To hang up. And also before going to the meeting, before going outside, especially if it's summer, you want to tie your shoelaces. These things are called shoelaces. Shoelaces are thin strings of leather used to fasten your shoes. So you want your shoelaces to be prepared and ready to go for any kind of circumstances, so your feet feel really comfortable inside your shoes. Next verb that we're gonna define today is to towel off. When I'm toweling off, that basically means that I'm drying myself, my face, or my body after, for example, a hard training, or I was running a lot, or helping my mom and her Dutch and doing like a lot of physical labor. So I got wet and I need to towel off. So I'm toweling off. To flinch. To flinch means to make a sudden and quick movement because of the fear or the pain. Imagine a situation when a nurse is cleaning your wound on your arm, for example, and she suddenly touches your wound and you're flinching because of the pain. Or, for example, you turn the corner and suddenly, unpredictably, you see a stranger, like in front of your face, and it happened just so quickly and unpredictably that you got scared and you flinched. Oh. When something is slipping away from our hands, that means, for example, I'm holding something, playing with this, or I'm holding something, and suddenly I lose control, I lose balance, and it's just slipping away from my hands. I lost balance and it slipped away from my hands. That's it. You can also say it metaphorically. For example, love continues slipping away from my hands because I'm trying to catch it desperately, and every time I'm trying to catch it with desperation, it just goes away from my life, and it happens all the time, and it's always slipping away from your hands, and you never have it. Okay, let's think of what it can do with your belt, with your leather belt. Probably every man has a belt, and so you can stroke your belt in your hand. So you move your belt around, and you can also whip something with your belt, for example. And so if I whip something, I make this kind of movement. Either this towel, for example, or let's say a rope to whip something. The next one is the word slap, to slap someone or something. Like, I can slap my cheek, or you can slap anything you want. You slap. I slap. Okay, the next one is to knock something off something. For example, let's imagine I was sitting outside, chilling, relaxing, and I moved my hand and accidentally I knocked the screwdriver off the chair. Just say, I think every one of us had a situation in his life when he accidentally knocked the cup of tea off the table while sitting with his friends or with his acquaintances. In my past, it felt a little bit embarrassing, even though it's kind of funny. Okay, and what else can I do with my hand? I can smash something. And what does that mean? And when I smash something, how does it look? It looks like that. Or imagine there is an annoying mosquito and I just smash it so boldly. Or I can smash something by my foot. It gets absolutely eliminated. When I'm bending my leg, I do like that. I need to bend my leg, so I just do like that. To bend your leg. I really appreciate that you watched this video from the beginning to the end. And if you really want to learn these action verbs really perfectly, and if you want them to stick in your mind and your memory, my recommendation would be just to repeat this video for 5 days. So you watch this video every single day, once in a day for 5 days. This way you will strengthen your memory because repetition rewires reality. And these action verbs will stick in your memory, in your mind forever. I do this way myself when I learn new vocabulary, and it really works. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.